Okay, what's up, guys? I wanted to go over some things today regarding ETH. Actually, let me switch over to this first. So I just want to give you some quick updates here on my Twitter, just so you know what I've been talking about lately. The prevailing theme right now is that ETH is not a good token to hold, and that's really what you want to see. You know, you want to find the undervalued asset, and you want to accumulate that before everybody else jumps in on it. So everybody's worried about ETH, right? That it's not going to have its run, and I'm going to show you that it is. But what you're seeing on Twitter a lot is people talking about how, you know, Solana is so much better than ETH. It's going to flip it, and who knows, maybe it could. But the fact remains that it doesn't really matter what token it is. They all end up going up, right, during the bull run. So, you know, if you want to maximize your gains on a token that is undervalued, then ETH might be the one you want to look at, or at the very least, you want to look at ETH chain tokens, and I'm going to show you some of those as well. And we'll also look at Nansen and see what, you know, smart money's buying, that sort of thing. But if you think about a token like XRP, you know, it just went sideways forever. Let me just open it up here. I'll get into that chart right there here in a second. I just wanted to show you this really quickly. Yeah, so it finally broke above this line that I said need clear break above. You know, it went sideways forever, and you know, finally now it's breaking out, and people are happy about it, of course. Some people won't touch the token like me because I'm not interested in holding something that long that goes, you know, holding it for that period of time where it just goes sideways. But you know, the thing with these is when they consolidate sideways for a while, they can have a really strong pump, but it's impossible to time them is the only issue. So anyway, you know, you're looking at a token like this that everybody hated for a while, now they love it. Same thing is going to happen with ETH. I don't have a problem believing that. All right, so the updates really quickly. I thought this was funny. So the founder of Lido and P2P.org creates second foundation for Ethereum, and it turns out that's the same exact icon or you know, this thing that was in Isaac Asimov's book, Foundation, which was turned into an Apple TV series. If you haven't checked it out, it's a pretty good series. Nansen made an update here last week where they're actually showing on the TradingView chart in their system, you know, within Nansen itself, where smart money is buying, which is very helpful. And I posted this about the presidential chart. We haven't done this in a long time where we looked at the presidential chart, but it still looks to me like it's on track for, you know, an October 2025 top. We'll just have to see. I mean, I still believe that it's good to take some profits before the summer. You know, there's always that dip in the summer. So we're going to be looking at March, April, something like that, to take some profits in our Discord. I bought a little bit of SNSY here. If you're not following me on Twitter, it's back for sale. Let's see, that really doesn't matter. Jamie Dimon was saying things like this, you know, always talking bad about Bitcoin as it continued to go up. And just recently, a week ago, he said something bad about it again. So, you know, that tells us that the bottom of this reaccumulation phase is probably in, and we're ready to move up again. And then this is what I'm going to get into today, is the like ETH BTC view versus others, like you know, the dominance for Bitcoin, stuff like that. And we did add, I actually forgot to mention this, we did add a new, on our Discord server, we have a new thing where there's a bot, which it's a paid bot that we have to pay to put it on our Discord, but we do this for our members sometimes. We'll actually pay for things that can help us. So what it does is it will, actually I can just show you. It's called Mugetsu. Let me bring it up on here first. So it's basically called a token scam check channel that we have. And there's a lot of different things you can look up, like to see if it's bundled or if it had any previous Twitter usernames, you know, if it was changed, things like that. You can even see the top holders. So there's a lot of useful things that would help you determine if it was a good trade or not. You are able to purchase Mugetsu on your own for like, I think a SOL per month, maybe 2 SOL, something like that. But, you know, with our Discord group, you're actually getting it cheaper because a SOL is what, $275? It's only about $190 to join our Discord. So anyway, the link's below if you want it. We do a lot of things. I talked about it before. We've got alert channels that run 24/7 for degens. We've got smart money. We've got smart followers that we keep track of, and it all comes together in these degen alert channels. And then we've also got like long-term plays for people that want to hold longer term. And I'll pull up a few of these here actually while I'm talking about it. It really depends on what market cap you're looking for. There's a wide range of market caps here that we've done studies on. We looked to see if there were VCs involved or funds, or if smart money was involved, or if it had a docs team, that sort of thing. Not all of these are going to have all of these things together in one package, but they all kind of have a few of these things within them. So like SNSY, for example, we found it at 10 million market cap. It went up to 100 million. And I've got chart links here already set up for you where you can click in and see these charts at any time. I think this one could come down here to the next support. And this would be most likely a good place to accumulate, though it could dip just a little bit more. We were buying down here in the buy zone and got a 10x out of it before anybody else was talking about it. So when it looked like this, nobody was talking about it, and we got in before. And that's what we do. We try to find things before the masses get in, so we can make big profits on that. And that's what you're seeing here with the, with the long-term plays, is nobody's really talking about ETH. There's maybe a few people on Twitter that are talking about it that know it eventually has its day during these bull markets. Well is another one to look at. We talk about base ecosystem all the time in our Degen chat. One of our members actually I think he's made $1 million now off of virtuals and base ecosystem plays. So, we have a lot of really good traders in there as well that will post what they're buying. So you got things like Osmo, Jupe. There's some higher market caps, but there's also some low ones, like I was talking about SNSY just now. HGPT, Tau still fairly low. What else we got here? I've got a big list here, but we've even got things like ones you probably haven't heard of before. XPRT, 37 million market cap. It's one that we've been playing, and we got in on the very bottom of this dip right here. Of course, I was buying some here as well, but we were buying more at the very bottom here as well. So it got back above support. We wanted to see that. And actually support's probably more like that. But anyway, it's above it. So this could be a spring move, and then it'll start working its way up, is what I'm expecting anyway. And we've got targets, and some of these even have moon targets on them that we've set that we're hoping they hit by the end of the bull run. So, $17 on this is possible, but our first target would be somewhere between like $1.70 and $3, something like that. But anytime you have these that come down really hard like this, once they get past, all of this resistance here, you can see there's not much to slow them down. So it is possible that they could move up that high. But again, I always want to mention in every video that this is not financial advice. Past performance does not equal future results. So just because we win on some plays doesn't mean we're going to win on everything in the future. We're just, using to the best of our ability, our knowledge during the moment, seeing what it looks like currently, in hopes that, what we see in the future is going to work out. Okay, so we've talked about all of that. What else do we want to talk about? Let's get into, let me talk about ETH really fast, and you can be the judge of this. I need to find the chart again. Here it is. All right, so you be the judge, and you tell me, do these two charts look similar? So you got all this action here where it was distribution, came down, found support, and now it's just been up only pretty much on both of these. Why do these look the same? Well, it turns out that I've actually got one of them inverted. So, here's ETH, what it should look like on the ETH BTC chart. And the reason why you want to use it against BTC is to see if Bitcoin is still, what's the word I'm looking for? If Bitcoin dominance is overpowering Ethereum, if it's still causing Ethereum to go down because Bitcoin is still, maintaining its dominance over the market. But what I want you to notice here is that if I make this bigger, this previous area right here, what was this, 2020-ish? Yeah, 2020, 2021, the bottom was created and it started working its way up. That's what's gonna happen here eventually. But what you're seeing here is the neckline of an inverted head and shoulders at that time. So whenever we come back to the neckline, that's usually gonna be your support. And you'll see the same thing if I was to invert this here for BTC dominance. Same thing here. I mean, it's a little bit harder to tell where the neckline is, but it's somewhere. It's somewhere in here. And so that's kind of where you're at right now. Make sure I've got that right. Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, the structure of this is much more difficult to determine, where the neckline is, just because there was a lot of choppiness back when that March 2020 thing happened. And this was this was the first alt season when dominance, actually, sorry, I'm saying that wrong, aren't I? That was not an alt season. This was the alt season. So there was one alt season here when Bitcoin dominance dropped, and then it shot back up, and then it dumped one more time. And then somewhere in here was the final top. So, if we were to invert this again, you can see how it looks very similar. And we're getting up into this range where this is just going to turn over. Bitcoin dominance has dipped one time already. That's kind of like a warning shot. And, maybe it comes back up here. I don't know. Maybe it does come up one more time. But regardless, it is going to roll over at some point. If we were to pull up a MACD, might give us a better idea of what it's doing. Yeah, it's starting to lose momentum here, it seems like to me. 3-day has already crossed under the midline, which coincides with the RSI 50. And this looks just like a dead cat bounce to me, on the MACD. So we'll see if it rolls over again and gets back under. But yeah, this was definitely a warning that something's coming, that it's ready to turn over at some point soon. I'm thinking about early February. And the reason why I think that is if you bring up DXY, I've talked about it before, how usually it's right around February. What is this? So this is February. Let me see, what's the very top of that right there? Yeah, right at the end of January right there is when this DXY move down happened. I'm not saying you're going to get something like that, but I'm just saying that's generally when it happened. Here's February 13th. This is kind of like the end of January to February 13th, had another dip. This one was more April. But you can see every time, like we've seen in October, November, usually you have a really good alt move. And look, that's when, the DXY was moving down at the time. But, we definitely get, I think there's 3 areas I've seen before that, yeah, here it is, January, February was another dip. So this tends to happen a lot. As far as seasonality goes, January, February, maybe March, there's a lot of movement for alts going up. So yeah, we need to see DXY reverse here soon. And it already has, if we're talking about MACD again, it already has had a rollover. I think it was on the 2-day. Yeah, so there's a 2-day cross down right there. And definitely losing momentum. And rightfully so. I mean, this thing's just been up since September of last year. All right, let's look at, I guess I could, for the degens out there, I could show you some plays that I was watching that are currently possibly breaking out. So you got RM9000. I've talked about this one recently many times on X. Here's Claude. It bounced right off of this, or it dipped a little bit under this support, but it got back above it. These are ones that I'm in currently, by the way, though I'm not recommending to buy them. I'm just letting you know what I'm looking at. MTM, this is Mark to Market, is the name of it. It's kind of, bounced right off its support as well. It's a little bit harder to see that one because it's more of a flat trajectory. LLM, it had a nice move off the bottom. Anytime you get these dips where it revisits the support, like you got a big push. If you miss this, then just wait till it gets back down here. But that's a pretty good move off the bottom. It's not quite a 2x yet, but it's getting closer. Cove, this could be a little spring move, and then it starts working its way back up. We'll have to see. Agent had a nice move off the bottom. Now it's retesting that breakout. This is a higher high. You're just looking to create a higher low now. SNSY, I bought some of this, what was it, a day or two ago? Somewhere in here. And I notified Twitter and Discord that I did. So we're just looking for this one to get back above 1 million, and then it should be ready to go again. Pareto's one we played in the past, but I'm not in it currently. Octo is one we're watching currently. You know, this could be another spring move. And then Labs is one we talked about this morning in our Discord. Somebody bought somewhere down here, so they're up about 50% already. All right, so if we look at Nansen, I'm just kind of going through this stuff quickly, and I'll try to explain Nansen a little bit more. Somebody mentioned that it wasn't quite clear how to read these things, but I'll try to go through the more, you know, kind of the more nuanced things of Nansen as I go through it. So if we're looking here at the signals, I'm here on AI signals right here. You can pull up any of these that you want. If you want to just look at Ethereum or just Base or just Solana, or you can look at all of them at the same time and then just hit save. But again, my focus right now is things like Boson and FLT and Opal and these up here that I'm talking about that we follow in our group. Yeah, I want to be buying these cheap because these are, in Titanx is another example. I want to buy them cheap because once ETH starts moving, these will really move. You know, these will move much faster than something like a Solana token. ETH just hasn't had its day yet, right? So that means that these ETH alts haven't as well. Although some of them have had, they've had a pretty good move, and then, they came back down to support. Like DEAI is a really good example, or SNSY, like we were talking about earlier. Had a buy signal here on Engineering Robo AI, which if you're interested in a 7-day free trial of this indicator package for TradingView, it is below in the description. You can do a 7-day free trial for it. But you can see AI buy, AI sell was perfect at this TP1 level that I had drawn. And then it lost support here at the bullish line. So once that happened, there was a chance it could come back down to support, and it still could. RSI is way down here below the 50, but there is some support in here. So it could hold somewhere in here as well. But I consider this a good value at this point, even if it was to drop down to support, because you're buying it cheaply. You're not buying it after it already made a move way up here. We don't want to buy big green candles, right? We want to buy things when they're cheap. All right, so back to Nansen, we'll just look at some of these signals. I want to find something. Let's see, that's 72 million market cap. That's not bad. I've never heard of this token. Decentralized trading ecosystem. So that's another good thing about Nansen is every single one of these, the AI will tell you what the token does, and it'll tell you what category it's in or narrative. So this one's up 9.6 times the daily average. We could look at that one, just see what it looks like. See if any smart money is involved. So this is an example of one that you probably don't want to see. IQ, top 25 holders, balance has dropped 30 times the daily average. So people were taking profits in this case. So this is one example of a type of alert that you could look at. I'm not seeing many that are moving up just yet. Wow, Flux went up a lot, didn't it? It's a very low market cap, though. It doesn't take much to move it. So if we go back up here and we can change it, that was just top balances change. We were just looking at the top holders of those tokens. Now, if we just look at smart money, we'll see what smart money is buying. And here it is, desync, 20 times the recent average is being bought. So, maybe desync's one you want to look at, and we can take a look at it. Desync was one we found before anybody else was talking about it early last year. So we already made a really good amount of money off of it, but I think we did like a 40x on it. But, it's still, I think it's 313 million market cap maybe. So it's still in a range that you could buy it at. We would have to look at the chart though, and we'll look at it here in a second as well. Let's see, SNSY. Okay, so if you ever see smart money sent, that means that smart money is selling SNSY on the DEX. Oh, I read that wrong. So it's smart money sent desync. So that means that people are taking profits on desync temporarily. I mean, it'll probably go up again, but in that case, I don't really want to look at desync. Okay, this is what we want to find. Smart money received, you know, they're receiving it to their wallet. But DEAI has a very high market cap. It's 3.55 billion, so I'm not really interested in it. I mean, this is a good sign here. If smart money sent 6 million USDT, and you know, they're sending it to the exchange so that they can buy something. So you know, that means people are buying things right now. Okay, smart money received MOG. Maybe MOG had a dip that people are buying. It's six. This is another one we found early, by the way, well before anybody was talking about it, hardly, except for the cult that had already been following it. We'll take a look at this one though. It's under 700 million market cap. It's still pretty high. Cult. No, we don't want that one. Okay. So these are just over the last 24 hours. What else can we look at? Could look at DEX token flow maybe, just to see what the people on DEX are buying. Yeah, Wild is one we talked about last video. It's been going up since then. Oh, well, not Wild, sorry, it's WorldCoin. I said it wrong the last time too. But this is a very high market cap still, you know, it's in the billions. I don't really like looking at those. I want to find something that's lower. GME starting to move again. That's usually a good sign, you know, for the overall market. Torn is one we were talking about in our Discord today. Looks like it's moving pretty good, 2x. So it had an outflow. If there's an outflow, that means people are buying it. It's flowing out of the DEX into people's wallets. If you see an inflow, then that means people are selling it. AXGT, 107 million market cap. That's not too bad, I guess. SHIFU, very low market cap. We can look at that one, I think, yeah. Okay, so that's enough to look at on that one. Let's pull up another option. Trying to think of what I want to show you here. We'll look at what smart money is trading by market cap. So let's look at the large caps first. I'm just looking at flows to see. So here's your 24-hour flows. But the 7-day flows are really low. Well, not low, but they're negative. So that means a lot of people have been taking profits off Fartcoin. Not really seeing much there. Render's been receiving a lot of flows, looks like. It's a little bit stagnant today, but yeah, it's just kind of going sideways. But over the last 7 days, it seems like people have been accumulating it. Let's just see what the mid caps show here. Yeah, there we go. So this is looking better. Last 24 hours, Zerebro, Swarms, these are AI plays. What is, oh yeah, Aether token. So you can see here the 7-day flows over the last 7 days have been in the negative, but then today things have kind of shifted positive for these. This one's looking pretty good, Grass. So it looks like a lot of AI plays. You know, people will say, well, you know, what's the narrative doing? Is it shifting? No, it looks like AI is still leading the way. Because I think nearly every one of these are AI. Maybe every single one of them are. Swarms is another one we found early. We did a 200x on that one. But see, once it gets up to 185 million market cap, I'm not as interested in it. It could still go a lot for sure, but I want to find those lower caps that nobody knows about. Let's see. So now we're getting into some of those lower caps, you know, like Agent, we just talked about a minute ago. It's up 35% today. Let's see, what else? Rune, we got into early. TauCat, you know, this is something you can consider once Tau gets moving again. You know, kind of the Tau derivatives, the different type of tokens that offshoot of Tau. You know, this may be something that you can make some money on if it's a lower cap. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other ones that I know very well there. Oh yeah, here we go, Labs. So we just talked about labs, how it's moving up. That's a 2x today or over the last 24 hours. So somebody in our Discord was talking about that, and they got in early before that move. I think this one's showing up a lot today, isn't it? It's like Homo sapien or something. We can look at a couple of these lower caps. All right. So you can look at DEX trades in real time here if you want. This is on the Smart Money Trades tab. Of course, I'm looking at all chains here. You could switch to just Solana if you wanted to, you know, if you're a Solana trader. And so in real time now you can see, okay, this person just sold some GOAT for 5,682, or, you know, this person bought they bought 52 SOL worth of Fartcoin. You know, this may indicate to you that, hey, you know, maybe Fartcoin's at some kind of support level or reaccumulation level. Maybe you want to get some. Here's one for Bonk, although they barely put any in. You know, you really want to see some conviction here. Like Pingu, this person bought 40 SOL within quick succession, you know, like within a couple of minutes of each other. So, you know, maybe this helps you. Here's somebody that traded Trump for SPX. You can see in this column right here where they bought. And if you ever wanted to click through and see more information, you could right click. I don't know how you do it on a phone. Maybe you just click it, but then you click this wallet profiler for token. And now you can look in to this person's wallet and actually see, I think it's going to show you anyway. Let's see. Yeah, there it is right there. Of course, this might be a bot trader or something, but you can see every point where they transferred tokens, or they transferred them into their wallet, or they sold them, or they bought. You know, typically you want to see bought or sold. You don't want to see all this other stuff, but you know, this kind of gives you an idea what it looks like. I might be able to find you a better, I mean, this person trades in and out a lot. Might be able to find you a better, let me just see, what about that person that did Pingu? Let's just see what this looks like. Maybe it's more clear, you know, where they bought and sold. Yeah, there we go. That's better. I might have to put this on log though. Yeah. Sometimes when there's this huge wick like this, it messes up the chart and it doesn't look as good. You have to put it on log. So you've got they bought and sold in the same candle. I don't know why. They bought and sold twice here for some reason. So it looks like they're just trading in and out quickly. Or maybe they sold and decided to buy back in again. And I'm trying to do you a little tour through Nansen to show you all the features as best I can, but just understand there's a lot to Nansen, and it would take hours for me to show you everything. Let's see. So here's an area that you can look at. I mean, you can go as low as 5 minutes. Like if you're a real Degen trader that you just want to play things really quickly, you know, you can see inflows, smart money inflows here within a 5 minute time frame. So, you know, you're seeing, okay, this one has $139 worth of inflow over the last 5 minutes. It's not that much. You know, you may have to step up to an hour and get a better idea of what's moving right now. So here you got a lot more. You got a lot more returns of information here. And I think another interesting view is you can go to custom view and see the net flow here, which all you have to do, you know, this will start out, if you have Nansen, it'll start out saying price. So you just switch here to net flow. And now you can see the difference between inflow versus outflow and see which ones have a positive net flow, meaning smart money is buying more than they're selling. Let's see, some mega, I wonder if I can, yeah, I can sort by this, okay. Yeah, so it looks like mega and butthole are the only ones that have a positive net flow currently. And they're up because of that, you know, they're up about 2x here, looks like. Very low market cap. Just remember these are, you know, more risky plays because they're, you know, anything under 100 million. Well, I'd say anything under 10 million is probably going to be more risky. Once it gets above that level, Usually those tokens are more established. Okay, what else do I want to show you? Yeah, so you can switch, I mean, you could even switch up to 30-day here, and then you could start looking at your caps. So we'll look at a large cap and see what smart money has been accumulating over these last 30 days. You got things like Fartcoin, Virtual, AI, 16Z. What is JLP? Is it Jupiter? I don't know what that is exactly. Pingu, Virtual. Oh, there's Jupe right there. Render we talked about. So these are your higher cap tokens. There's Pith, Render, yeah. So we were talking about how, you know, it may work out again where the higher market caps are the ones that move first. You know, it goes in order, but it just seems like it's been more of a situation where just any random token can go at any time, especially if it's within the narrative. You're seeing it every day with Solana tokens. I mean, any token can just take off. I don't really want to talk about the Trump token. I know that's probably what you're thinking of when I talk about that, but to me, that was a shakeout. You know, they wanted to get everybody's attention, get more people interested in crypto, and then the people that were already in, they wanted to shake them out before the next move. And so far, it seems to me that's what's happened. But we'll see. I mean, maybe we just have longer consolidation going sideways, and then we start moving up. But I feel like February will be bullish. Okay, so you can look at, you know, your large caps, you can look at mid caps. AGIXT was a really good one recently. Yeah, there's Swarms again. LLM, large language model, which is just a really funny meme, whoever came up with it. Grift is a great one. Griffin, Cerebro, I mean, your ALK. You're seeing a lot of the ones, there's Goat, Eliza. You're seeing a lot of the ones that initially moved, you know, these pumped from nothing. So they're some of the better plays. And here's your market caps right here. You can see which ones, you know, maybe you want to stick to something under 50 million market cap. So, you know, here you go. Here's large language model. Might be a good meme for you to get into. You can see how many smart money traders are in. And typically with these that are going to last for a long time, I mean, number one, you got to see at least 10 smart money in them. But eventually they're going to get up to like 30. And once you see that, that means they could, you know, push higher. But some of these have, you know, just a ton of smart money in. Oh yeah, Buzz, that was one. That was a really good one. And then now, if we're thinking about going down to different caps lower than this, now you might start to get into ones that could turn into something like this. But just understand that it's a low percentage. So for example, you got somebody that's playing baseball or basketball or football even in college, and they're stepping up to the pros, you know, in hopes that they get chosen. Only a very small percentage of those get in, you know, 1 or 10%. I don't know what it is, but it's kind of the same idea. Yeah, iOS was a very good one, and Q'd lately. Lumo's been moving. Listen is one we got in just a day or two ago and made a really nice gain on. So understand, if you're looking for more Degen plays like this, or even long-term plays, I mean, we talk about these in our Discord all the time, and the link is below there. NUR is another good one, yeah. So, I mean, look how many smart money are in these. You know, they've all got over 30, and that's why they're here on the top of the leaderboard. So let's step down one more level and look at microcaps. You're going to see the number, usually you're going to see the number of these smart money traders go down even more. Like you got 18 on this one, but this is where it begins, right? I mean, you got to start somewhere. I mean, even there's definitely some here that have a lot of smart money in them still. Like SLINKY is one we talked about just the other day in our Discord, and it's moved up. But this one's still under 1 million market cap. I'm actually very surprised. I want to look at that one. I'm surprised there's so many smart money in that one. But, you know, what you want to look for, just as a kind of like a side note, is you want to look for, you know, tokens that are the first of something. And if you look at SLINKY, let me just see if it says anything. If you go here on Twitter, it's called SLINKY Compression Suite, and it'll actually say, where's it at? It's the first compressed token to airdrop all of Solana. I don't know what the airdrop thing's about, but you know, the first of something can sometimes turn into a really nice play. So try to watch for things like that. And let's see, where was I on here? Yeah, so 128, I just want to look, let's look at the smart money. Maybe there was 100 in it at one point, but there's not 100 in it now, there's 8. But it doesn't look like these people are selling. I mean, these people did down here. You got a 0 balance. It means they bought at one point. But here you've got people, you know, it shows their value. It shows how much token balance they have. And this is the change over the last 24 hours, change over 7 days, change over 30 days. If you were to see any red in here, that would mean they were taking profits. But, you know, it's all green right now for the people that are holding. And this is just a representation of, you know, how many smart money wallets hold and their total balance, you know, for all those wallets. But I want to go back to that. Okay, so this is the unique number of, or unique wallets of smart money that have bought and sold. So it's still a pretty good indication that a lot of people were buying and selling this one. And, you know, there was a lot of interest in it. So there's going to be interested in it again. Let's see. Yeah, the inflow versus FDV is a little bit higher than the outflow. So there could be some profit taking. You can look at liquidity here. And any of this has, if you ever have a question what liquidity might mean, or what inflow versus FDV over here might mean, you can just hover over these or click these if you're on mobile, these little info tabs, and that'll help you understand, you know, what each of these things mean. So, you know, Nansen's made it more and more user-friendly. And I do have a 10% Nansen discount link below, by the way. So if you are interested in getting it, check that out. So yeah, this is where you want to go if you want to find tokens that really haven't moved much, that are brand new, and you want to just do some research and see if it's, you know, the type of token that you want to jump into. But you do need something on their Twitter that says, you know, this seems like a good project. You know, it needs to kind of speak to you in that way. So let's go over the ones that we brought up earlier. These are all ETH chain tokens, I believe. Yeah, you can tell right there. It'll say Ethereum up here. And they do have, I think, other chains that they're on. So we can go over to smart money and just see. I mean, there's not too much in it, but you can see there's a manifold trading fund here. Their win rate's actually 100%, so that's very good. So you can hover over any of these individual wallets as well and see, you know, what their last 90-day P&L is, what their win rate is. It's pretty rare to see a 100% win rate like this fund. It could have been, you know, they may have manipulated something by sending tokens to this new wallet or something to make it look like it was a really good wallet. But you can see that that's some pretty high conviction on this play. You do want to see this when you got smart money in here. Your first 2 or 3, you'd like to see, you know, at least 2,000 or 3,000, you know, to feel like there was some high conviction. Okay, and you can click through, by the way, like this wallet. Remember, you can go to Wallet Profiler for token, just to get an idea where they bought. Because if you know where they bought, then you can judge that based on if you want to buy. Yeah, so you can see right there, they bought at, well, 9:50 my time anyway. So they bought 41,000, almost 42,000 tokens right at this candle right there. So it looks like they bought at a very good time. You know, if you were charting this, you know, if it came down a little bit more, you know, maybe you wanted to buy somewhere in here because this person bought near there. But yeah, it looks orderly network, looks okay. It says it's a decentralized trading ecosystem designed to enhance Web3 trading experiences. So yeah, sounds okay. Okay, MOG, everybody knows MOG by now. It's a meme that has a big cult following. Now you can see over the last 24 hours right here, kind of like a quick snapshot. If you click on the smart money here, you can see who's bought over the last 24 hours or who's sold. So not much selling going on, right, for smart money, but a lot of buying. Or you can look over the last 7 days as well. And there has been a lot of selling. So, you know, over the last 7 days, as this happened, there was more and more profit taking happening. But now you're starting to see that there's more buys than sells. So, you know, maybe this would tell you that it possibly could be finding support. We don't know for sure. but this could be a bull flag. And the 24-hour net flow is $250,000. So that's net flows for smart money, by the way. This one here you're seeing is net flows for centralized exchanges, I believe. Well, all exchanges, okay. But this is the important one. You want to see smart money buying. You know, most people would not buy if they see something going down. They only buy when it's going up. So this is what makes these wallets smart money, is they buy at support levels, you know, so they can make more profit. But yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. We can look into the smart money. And here's one of those red areas that I was talking about just now, just a minute ago. That means this wallet sold some within the last 24 hours. But you got two other wallets that have bought within the last 24 hours. And there are currently 62 smart money holders. So a lot of holders of this one. Oh yeah, this is that Torn token, isn't it? So this is one we were talking about in our Discord this morning that just kind of took off out of nowhere. Yeah, smart money shot up from like 7 to 10 all of a sudden. This person here bought a lot. You know, if you see somebody like this that bought a lot, that had a lot of conviction, you can hover over them and see, you know, are they a good wallet? Maybe I want to follow them. And, you know, if you do end up wanting to follow them, then you just, I'm not saying you would on this one necessarily. I mean, 38% win rate is not bad. But, you know, if you did end up wanting to follow this one, maybe you want to look through the P&L first. There's lots of information here on the P&L tab. But if you did want to follow them, you just go in here and you set up this, you know, as long as this is clicked on the green here that says add wallet to watch list, you can add different, you know, labels that you set up. You can add some notes here if you want, you know, early, maybe they're early to plays or something. And then you hit save labels. And then at that point, it'll be saved to your watch list over here. But yeah, not a whole lot to see here with this token, I don't think. I mean, there's a decent number of holders, but it's at 78 million market cap already. So, I mean, you may want to look into it, but for me, I would like to find something that was, you know, lower market cap, something under 10 million, but just understand there's more risk to that. Another thing to consider is that when you have a big candle like this, sometimes it could reject in that area, but you know, it can keep going too. I mean, this one broke out of a large range or a long consolidation here. And this has been happening on this consolidation since 2022. So it's just now getting going possibly. But my point was that sometimes when you get a big move, it has to retrace 50% first minimum. Like right here, this big move happened and then it came down. I think that's more like a 60% retrace. So you'd want to see it get back above here if you were thinking about buying that one. AXGT is an ERC20 token on the Exxon Dow ecosystem. Looks like it's some kind of DEAI healthcare thing. What has smart money done lately? Not much. Hang on one second. Okay. Yeah, so you got 7 smart money wallets. Nobody really accumulating over the last 24 or even 30 days. So the people that are in this one were probably in way back here. 103 million market cap. There is more information here, by the way, a little bit more. If you click through there, you can click on the X. Oh yeah, they added this. That's really good. So they added where you can click on the X profile. You can go to the Telegram. You can add it to your watch list if you want to watch just this token. Here's a website link. You can copy the address. If you want to copy the contract address, it's really easy. Just click right there. So yeah, this one's not bad. I mean, as far as the chart goes, it is building higher highs, higher lows. So, you know, maybe it breaks out of here again at some point. But just understand that sometimes you get these moves up and then they come back down to retest support. So, you know, just be careful buying big green candles is my point on that. SHIFU, I believe, is a meme. Yeah, it's an ETH meme, inspired by the legacy of Shiba Inu. Let's just see if there's any smart money in it. You got 4 smart money wallets. Very small amounts, not a whole lot of conviction here. So this may be one you want to pass up on. Let me just see one more thing on the chart. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that this is kind of like a spring or a support level. I mean, it is getting some more volume. That's how we found it, right? It had a higher volume over the last 24 hours. But this is resistance right here, so you'd probably want to see it get above this level right there. Okay, HOMO is that how you say that? Let's see, it is on the Solana network, designed to function as an AI agent. I mean, there's a lot of those, right? It's kind of an overdone thing, but I mean, they could still move. Yeah, it's starting to get up into some resistance here. I mean, it could still move up a little bit more, but just be aware if it gets up into here, like at 0013, they can always turn back down. So you want to try to buy, somewhere near support when you can. So the reason you would have known this was support, and we actually teach something called the box method in our Discord for these Degen Plays to, help you find support areas. But this did come back down into this support right there. So you could have taken a chance there. Yeah, last 24 hours, you got 12,000 purchased, and this person sold 3,000. Yeah, it does seem there's some accumulation here. There's only 4 holders, so this person sold, this person bought. So your net flow is positive anyway. So this might be one you want to look into as well. ULTRON. Let me just see what this one is first. So we can click over here and just see if there's any smart money. Yep, 2 of them bought. Not much selling. It's into a support area possibly. It could have one more dip though, because it didn't come all the way down here. It's not all the, well, it almost got to it, didn't it? I don't know, it's close. I can't tell if it's ready to go or not. But this one doesn't look bad. This is kind of the type that I'd be looking at. Oh yeah, we didn't look to see what it was. It's an AI pioneering token, artificial intelligence, blockchain, Solana network. It's designed to address key challenges faced by current. Okay, so this is kind of like just the same old wording you always see. But, it could still pump. But this is the type of play that we look for. Sometimes we get in on our alerts where we can get in on the first pump. But, a lot of times the easier play is just wait for it to get back down to support and then start seeing some volume come back in. And then SLINKY is one that is starting to move up, has a lot of smart money and some high conviction here, so that's good. So 8 smart money wallets it's a fairly new token, I believe. And let's just see what it's about. It's on Solana. Yeah, it's on Solana. I don't know if it's going to give us a description here on this one. Maybe it'll pop up here. No, it's not going to give us a description, I guess. But it does show that over the last 24 hours, there's been 600 new holders. So that's really impressive. That's a big move. And then, like I said, you can click on the X profile there and go to it and things like that. Okay, I don't want to make this too long. I know it's a lot of information. If there is something specific, and by the way, this is starting to get above some of that resistance right there. So, this could be one to buy. But I don't want to make this too tough on you. It's a lot of information to go through. If there is something specific that you want me to talk about with Nansen, let me know. You can just type it in the comments below. Hit the like, hit subscribe, and share it with your friends, because there's probably people out there that would love to see information like this. Nansen, I believe, is the best smart money app that you can get. Maybe next video I'll go into Moni a little bit, because I know some of you are more interested in following people on Twitter or X and seeing what they're buying, and Moni's a real good thing for that. It doesn't really cover smart money, but it's smart followers. So if you look here, right here, I've got this Moni Extension, and I can show you that. Hang on one second. Here is a tweet from Moni where they talk about, downloading this. I think it's on Google Chrome, what's that other one? Brave, I think, uses Google Chrome maybe. So if you add this, you'll be able to see the same thing that I'm seeing. You'll be able to see that it has 66 smart followers there. The second that you click into the Twitter. You might have to refresh it sometimes, but if you ever see a token over like 100 Moni score, it's usually doing pretty well. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but in general, if they're over 100 Moni score, they're a decent project and they have a chance to go up more at some point. Okay, I'm gonna end it there. Let me know if y'all got any questions, and we'll do another one next week. Thanks.